What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the show here, Comic Zine YouTube channel. And there's some changes, so if you guys are curious to know what's going on down here in the Zine Cave, stay tuned and we'll dive in. Okay, so like I said, there's some changes going on here in this comic book oriented nerd pop culture channel here, and gonna keep a few things. Gonna keep the random facts, gonna keep the vlogs. I don't know if I'm gonna do them every Thursday, probably just once a week at whatever times. I'll keep an eye out for those videos if you guys want to know what's going on in the life of Adam here in the Zine Cave and his little comic book world. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, gonna keep the random facts, gonna keep the vlogs, incorporating some new segments, and the way I'm gonna be doing these videos is I'm going to be putting many segments in one single video, so that way you guys get more content, you guys get more info and more stuff into your noggin about comic books, pop culture, and nerd things like that. So, gonna start off this video with a random fact about the character Danny Rand, the immortal weapon, the Iron Fist. So the random fact about Mr. Danny Rand here is, did you guys know that the creator, Roy Thomas, got the name Iron Fist from his first Kung Fu movie he ever watched? And the name of that Kung Fu movie was Ceremony of the Iron Fist. So I don't know at the time if he had to like ask permission to use that name and whatnot, but I don't know. Mr. Iron Fist was created in 1974 during the Kung Fu epidemic, I guess you could say, back when all these Kung Fu movies were all big and fancy and all that stuff, and everybody loved some Kung Fu. And this Ceremony of the Iron Fist, from what I understand, was like his first Kung Fu movie I ever watched, the creator of Iron Fist, and it was before Bruce Lee. So yeah, fun little random fact about Mr. Iron Fist. So, also, gonna be doing quick reviews of comics in these videos. And like I said, changing it up. So in this particular video, I'm going to be saying what I'll be doing in my videos and giving you guys a rundown. So the next time you guys watch another one of my videos, which I'm posting twice a month now, with more content for you guys, the people. That was a bad bane. I need to stop doing that. Anyway, gonna be doing some quick little comic reviews. Now, these quick little comic reviews, it's hard to find like the number ones of things and talk about an entire run like in order and stuff. And I have a lot of comic books, so whenever I read them, they may not be in, I guess you could say, in what do they call it? Like in a row, like from number 1 to number 25, whatever. So yeah, starting off this little comic book review, going to be talking about Iron Fist, Marvel's premiere featuring Iron Fist, number 20. Now, what's cool about this is that Iron Fist first premiered in Marvel Premieres number 15. So I'm only like 4 behind to get caught up on this. So anyway, quick little review of this here comic book. Starts out with the Iron Fist, I guess, in a little fighting stance, getting ready for battle, you know what I mean? And apparently he's been hired as a bodyguard to this professor, and the reason he's bodyguarding this professor is because this professor has been hunted for like 9 years from this group of assassins who are trying to find him and I guess kill him, hurt him, whatever, but their overall objective is to find this book that is like gives information or details on how to take down Kunlun, which is where Danny Rand studied with a bunch of monks and stuff like that. So they're trying to find this book to go to Kunlun and defeat. Now, the group of assassins I don't think is the Hand, which is in continuity with, you know, the Defenders, and like they're like the big bad for those guys. But anyway, so yeah, starts off with that, and he takes down some assassins. I mean, just look at this image right here. And he's fighting and everything, and whoops their butt, whatever. And come to find out, it's like I said, it's hard to review a comic and give you full in-depth detail if you haven't read the ones before. But hey, I'm doing the best I can, and I've been intrigued by Iron Fist because of the show on Netflix, and we're going to talk about that later in this video. Come to find out, he's been accused, Mr. Danny Rand has been accused of killing Joy Meacham's father, Howard, and he's trying to clear his name. So next few panels it shows him going to where Joy is and trying to clear his name. And she sets up this trap, and she's in league with her uncle, Ward. Apparently Ward has hired another group of assassins to take out Danny Rand for killing Howard. Come to find out, there's this, I guess you could say this French or French-Canadian, I don't know if he's French or French-Canadian, whatever. This guy, the Leaper, comes busting out, starts fighting him, and this guy can box with his feet, I guess kickboxing, I guess you could say. And the whole time, it's showing fighting panels and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, Danny Rand turns around, as you can see in this image, and there's apparently thousands of these ninjas. And as Danny Rand's fighting, and I'm gonna get in more depth with some Iron Fist because I'm intrigued by this Marvel character. Like I said, I'm a DC guy, and if you guys haven't noticed, around here at the Zine Cave, I'm all about some Batman and stuff like that. But anyway, gotta give some Marvel some love because this isn't a DC-based comic. Little channel here. It's all comic books. Got to show all comic books some love. Anyway, I digress. Back to the comic book review at hand. So yeah, it shows him fighting the Leaper, and he's fighting all these ninjas, and there's an inner monologue of somebody talking about his moves and stuff like that he does, and it even shows in a few panels of him using the Iron Fist and whooping some butt, kicking some tail, as you could say. And at the end, it says continue on to issue 21. It's like I said, this one is kind of a hard one to review just because I don't have the previous comics before, but yeah, it was a good read, this little comic book right here. So I actually have a few Iron Fist, and I have Iron Fist and Power Man, which is kind of cool, Luke Cage. So anyway, yeah, that was my comic book review here on Marvel's comic group, Marvel Premieres, featuring Iron Fist. If you guys haven't read this, you guys should. And if you guys can get a hold of the previous issues before this one and read them, that'd be cool. And if y'all find number 15, hey, it might be worth some money, keep it in your little treasure bank of comic books, So, pretty cool book right here. So, like I said, new segments in these videos. One of them is going to be, I guess, like pop culture news and shows and stuff like that. Haven't really decided a name for it yet, and don't have jingles for these segments. And the next video that you guys will see after this one is going to be some more change-ups. There's going to be some jingles. Going to be a skit for whatever character I'm talking about. There's going to be quick little origin stories of these characters that I discuss on this channel, and there's going to be all kinds of pop culture news going on. So don't have a whole lot of big news as I'm hopping on the bandwagon late, since Comic-Con went on and everything, and I'm sure all you guys are nerdy like me know what's going on at Comic-Con and all the releases and all that good stuff. I just wanted kind of to talk about the Iron Fist Netflix show and a little bit of the Defenders. So in the Netflix show, like I said in this comic, Joy Meacham has an uncle named Ward. Now on the show, they made him brother and sister. I'm not sure why they did that. And Howard's not dead. So, spoilers if you haven't watched it already. It was kind of hard to get into at first, just because it was so slow moving. Marvel, they got the movies. I don't really know anything about their animated films just because I'm not a huge Marvel guy, so I haven't really watched their cartoons or anything like that. But they got the movies, and they're doing the God's work in Marvel Studios and putting out all that stuff, and even in their TV shows on Netflix, and even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I watched a little bit of that, didn't really dig it. I'm more of a CW kind of guy myself. Anyway, but yeah, the Netflix show, I like it. The ending left you with a cliffhanger, spoilers, and I didn't really know much about Iron Fist, but I want to watch the Defenders because I've seen that trailer, and that trailer looks awesome, and just because it's got my boy Daredevil in it, and like I said, I'm not a big Marvel guy, but there are certain characters that I truly love, and Daredevil is one of them. And, they showed the trailer for the Defenders, so I'm trying to get caught up on all my Netflix Marvel shows. And, I've watched Daredevil, featuring the Punisher and all that stuff. I just finished Iron Fist. I'm working on Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. So I'm gonna finish and wrap them up, and I'm gonna dive into that Defenders. I'm kind of stoked about it. But yeah, that was a quick little rundown on the show. Like I said, there were some changes, like Ward and Jor are brother and sister. Howard's not dead. They have the Hand, which is like the big bad in like Daredevil. So from what I'm gathering, they're using the Hand as like the big bad for the Defenders, and they're going to work in that. One thing that I love about these Netflix shows when it comes to Marvel, they talk about the Incident, which I think is so cool, because even though those shows are not in like the same universe as like the films, they somewhat are, because they talk about the Incident, which is the whole Avengers thing that happened in the city. And there's so many Easter eggs in all these shows where they talk about the Avengers and all that good stuff. And it makes me think, like, you got the Defenders, does Spider-Man, like, is he in the same realm on the Netflix shows coming from the live action films or whatever, so it's just kind of cool when you're watching. You're like, somewhere out there there's this little kid in Queens, and he's swinging around on webs and shit. Super stoked about the Defenders. If you guys haven't seen that trailer for the Defenders, you guys should. It's freaking awesome. If you guys haven't watched these Netflix shows, what are you doing? You should. I do kind of want to talk about the DC stuff that came out of Comic-Con. Like I said, I mean, you guys probably know all this, and I'm hopping on the bandwagon late, but I'm going to start keeping on the bandwagon when it comes to big, I guess you could say, like, not reviews, but like reveals of things that are going to be going on in entertainment, especially when it comes to DC. From what I heard, they're putting out a Young Justice Season 3, which Young Justice had 2 seasons, and it was on Cartoon Network, and it was like pretty much the Teen Titans, but not really the Teen Titans. They're kind of older, So now they're putting it out on the DC network, and they're kind of doing like a streaming thing, trying to make their own Netflix type deal, I guess you could say. And so you can watch Season 3, and because it's on a network like that, from what I heard and what I understand, they're going to be making it more like based for like more mature audiences, so they can have more situations, I guess you could say. And those guys at DC, like, they do such a great job on their animated films. They're doing a live action Teen Titans, which is crazy talk to me. And what's cool is that, Berlanti, the guy that does all the CW stuff, he's involved. So I wonder if they're going to cross the streams with the live action Teen Titans and what's going on in CW. So that's pretty cool. Well, anyway, this has been my little geek news / pop culture news, whatever. I'm going to figure out a name and have a little jingle for it. That was some cool stuff that came out of Comic-Con. I was super stoked when I heard about all this groovy stuff. If you're digging how these new videos are going and get more content out of them, hit that subscribe button. And I'm going to have all my links in the descriptions below. And keep coming back, and we're diving into the world of comics and all things nerdy.